What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool news video where we will analyze the aftermath of the Napoli-Liverpool game, but especially I want to focus on the growing number of Liverpool fans who want Jurgen Klopp to be sacked. I don't believe that there are actually people who are serious about this, but some like Twitter users said 1 Premier League in 8 years, 1 Champions League in 8 years, 1 FA Cup, £800 million spent, Jurgen Klopp out, and it got 2,800 retweets. So a lot of people agree with this sentiment, which is really worrying because Jurgen Klopp has done nothing wrong. The owners should be the ones who are blamed for this situation. Yes, of course, the manager is always responsible for the results, but when Jurgen Klopp is not backed in the transfer market, and he has in the past 7 or 8 years since he has been the manager, he has a net spend, I think, way below Man City, Man United, Chelsea, even below clubs like Everton. You can't expect Jurgen Klopp to work his miracles season in, season out. Eventually, the team is going to catch up with you when it's not properly regenerated throughout the years. So net spend since Jurgen Klopp is in Liverpool is £260 million. Just to compare, Man City 77 million, Man United 954 million, Chelsea 523, Arsenal and Tottenham even spent more money. Liverpool were very smart and very shrewd in selling a lot of players for a lot of money. And I think Liverpool, of course, wanted to buy a midfielder in the summer, but we missed out on Tchouaméni, Bellingham was not available, and we dilly-dallied it too much, so the other targets went to other clubs. Jurgen Klopp said it himself that Liverpool wanted to buy a midfielder, but in the end he chose to go to another club. That was probably Matheus Nunes. So we ended up with Arthur, who is just getting ready to come into the Liverpool team and to start games regularly. So I don't think it's Jurgen Klopp who is responsible for these results, because honestly, some of the Liverpool players, some of the key Liverpool players like Andy Robertson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, Jordan Henderson, James Milner, even Mo Salah, they are so out of form, it's unbelievable. And that's not solely Jurgen Klopp's fault, in my opinion. But let me know if you disagree with me in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Do you think the owners should seriously consider sacking Jurgen Klopp or not? I think it's absolutely scandalous that this is even in a conversation. And this guy who tweeted he wants Jurgen Klopp sacked, he said he wants Scott Parker as a potential replacement. I mean, what on earth is going on? I know there are some incredible takes on Twitter, but this just takes the cake. I mean, Thomas Tuchel wouldn't actually be too bad of a shout, but Ronald Koeman, Scott Parker, I mean, Koeman failed at Everton and he failed at Barcelona, and he wants Scott Parker to replace Jurgen Klopp. I mean, I'm absolutely blown away by that. Wow, dude. This is the take that I agree with. Jurgen Klopp has won every single trophy that is there to be won in 7 years. He has won the Champions League, the Premier League, the League Cup, the FA Cup, the European Super Cup, the Club World Cup and the Community Shield. So he has won the full set. And yes, with of course the Liverpool team that he has, he probably should have won more trophies, but it is because Manchester City are owned by one of the richest countries in the world, the United Arab Emirates, and they have pretty much unlimited amounts of money. Yes, now their net spend is lower because they can just sell players for a lot of money now that they have a great squad, but remember that Man City spent a lot of money to get to the top and to stay there, and they also hired one of the best managers in the world. And Jurgen Klopp missed out on so many Premier League titles by the tiniest of margins. 1 goal or 1 point, that was the difference between Liverpool winning multiple Premier League titles. 4. Liverpool could have won easily 4 Premier League titles under Jurgen Klopp. And that's not the fault of Jurgen Klopp, that they didn't win those titles. If Liverpool had just a little bit more investment, then we might have won those Premier League titles. Jurgen Klopp is the reason why Liverpool were so successful. Remember when he took over, we finished in 8th place. We had a squad not even good enough for European football. We didn't qualify for European football in Jurgen Klopp's first season. So that's how poor our squad was. And with brilliant recruitment and great coaching, Jurgen Klopp improved every single player in the Liverpool squad. And he started this winning mentality. And I mean, look at the gap between the first team and the second team at Liverpool. It's huge. Man City have always refreshed their squad, and probably that's why there is no talk at Manchester City of exhaustion of the past 5 years. I heard a lot of pundits say that the players are exhausted. James Pearce said that Liverpool have lost their identity, they are unrecognizable. Last night's humiliation wasn't a bolt from the blue. The warning signs have been there since the opening day. And if you don't regenerate your squad, if you don't make the squad stronger and stronger when you are on top, if you are standing still, you are actually going backwards, because all the other top teams are strengthening. Chelsea spent 280 million, Manchester United spent more than 200 million as well. And the Premier League panel said on Twitter, incredible how often Liverpool get left defending transitions with one man in midfield, Fabinho, nowadays, not acknowledging the tactical importance of a Wijnaldum or a Wijnaldum type of player helping defend transitions and thus not replacing him. That equals results like the Napoli result against counter-attacking masters, because Napoli exploited every weakness in Liverpool's team. And I want to analyze the Napoli game as well for you guys. So this is a moment where Liverpool don't put enough pressure on the ball. This is in the first minute, and do you see Joe Gomez with Osimhen in the middle? So Osimhen actually starts from behind Joe Gomez. Here you can see in the frame that I use, Luis Diaz is trying to put pressure on the ball, but he's always like 2 yards or 1 yard late. And so the Napoli player, and this has been the common problem, the Napoli player who had the ball always has time to look up and pick the pass, and Joe Gomez is on his heels, he's not really paying attention, and Osimhen runs clear through. I mean, here in this frame, Joe Gomez has a good 1 yard in front of Osimhen, and in this picture Osimhen runs through, he rounds Alisson, and he missed this chance. It's basically an open goal in the first minute. Liverpool very lucky to get away with this. The second instance, again, Joe Gomez trying to hold the line, but no pressure on the ball. No pressure on the player who has the ball, so he can do an over-the-top through ball. Here you can see in another frame, this is just the 4th minute. So the Napoli winger runs through, and he goes one-on-one with Joe Gomez. He passes it inside, and James Milner handballs it in the box. Napoli get a penalty for that, and the penalty is scored. So again, no pressure on the ball, and this is just in the 4th minute, and already there were 2 instances. Third instance, again, Fabinho is just a couple of yards late, and you can't really blame Fabinho for the Napoli defeat, because he has to play every game. He is the one defensive midfielder that Liverpool have who is truly world class, and we don't have a proper replacement, so he has to pretty much play every game, and playing every 3 days, you have to know how exhausting that is. So Osimhen is already on his bike in a foot race with Virgil van Dijk. By the time Fabinho gets to the ball, Zambo Anguissa has time to release that pass. So Osimhen is one-on-one with Van Dijk. He tries to cut inside. Van Dijk steps on his foot. It's a little bit of a soft penalty. It's harsh to give it, I know. Thankfully, Alisson saves the penalty. Third instance, this is an individual huge error by Joe Gomez. Instead of flicking the ball up a little bit and trying to, clear the ball, he tries to just run it past Osimhen, but Osimhen sticks out a leg, and it's that easy to dispossess Joe Gomez, who is already panicking because he knows Osimhen can go through on goal. Alisson comes out to close the angle brilliantly, and then Osimhen passes to Kvaradona, the new boy, 21-year-old kid from Georgia, who is like the talk of the Serie A at the moment. He scored, I think, 4 goals and 1 assist in the first 5 games. But Van Dijk gets back and blocks a shot on the line. So at this instance, Liverpool are still only 1-0 down, but we could have been 3-0 down very easily. This is the worst of the lot, I think. Trent Alexander-Arnold heads it back to Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez takes the ball in his stride, and instead of passing it back to Alisson, Joe Gomez tries to dribble with the ball. As a centre-back, when you are put under pressure by the Napoli attacker, you don't dribble with the ball, especially not to the side where the Napoli attacker is attacking or running from. And Joe Gomez loses the ball. So in the end, Zambo Anguissa, this is the same attack. Napoli got the ball. Zambo Anguissa plays a 1-2 with the Napoli player who is number 20. I'm not sure who he is. But watch Joe Gomez, Fabinho and Trent Alexander-Arnold just ball watch. Look, Zambo Anguissa passes the ball. He immediately makes a darting run in behind Liverpool defense, and all the 3 players there, all the 3 Liverpool players were just ball watching. So Zambo Anguissa goes through unopposed. He could even square it to Osimhen, but he passes it into the bottom corner, and it's 2-0 Napoli. But then, I mean, the game was still not over at 2-0. The Liverpool are still in the game, but then horrendous defending by Trent Alexander-Arnold. The Napoli player runs around Trent Alexander-Arnold. He passes the ball one side, he runs the other side, and then he's one-on-one with Joe Gomez. I think this is the Georgia kid who is one-on-one with Joe Gomez. And Joe Gomez here is in a bad position. He's on the wrong side of the attacker, and instead of being stronger and just toe poking the ball away, he lets himself be rolled, and then it's as easy as a piece of cake. The Napoli player just passes it inside. Van Dijk is not aware of the Napoli player going in, and the Napoli attacker has a tap in from like 3 yards out into the empty net. An absolutely scandalous first half performance by Liverpool, in my opinion. And I just wanted to analyze that first of all, so many individual defensive errors, especially by Joe Gomez, but also not putting enough pressure on the ball when Liverpool are defending is absolutely suicidal defending, as Jamie Carragher said in his analysis. Jamie Carragher said Liverpool cannot continue with this high line and playing offside while the intensity of the team, especially in midfield, is non-existent. You have to adapt. It's been evident all season, and yeah, I fully agree with Jamie Carragher about this. But yeah, let me know what they think in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinion, and thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.